Isn't it interesting that the public can't wrap their head around the money situation or the subject money? Merrill Jenkins, whom I believe did the most research on the subject money, yet hardly anybody knows about him. Most people cannot wrap their head around being self sufficient on planet Earth. If you think you can get rid of something called money, you'll have to go back and live like the cave dwellers or the tribal people. This is what people think or tell me. Nobody's asking you to go live like the tribal people. The people that are most self-sufficient on planet Earth are the Amish in the Pennsylvania area. They don't need electricity, they don't use cars, but they know each other as neighbors. They do quality work. When they sell things, I'm not suggesting you adopt their clothing or their lifestyle and go back hardly any technology, but you better take a look at the self-sufficiency of these people. At some points, enough people will wake up and realize the money system is at its end of this grand cycle in the United States. We had self-sufficiency in the 1700s, people living on the land, earning a living. I know it was hard work, but people create technology. You don't have to have money to create technology. It does help, but not what we're using as money today. The people in the 1700s had earned an honest living, and now we have people that are just absolutely clueless about what they're using as money or as a medium of exchange. I can't help them, just let them be ignorant. Now, most have absolutely no idea of a monetary history or the legal tender laws or the wording on the paper money since the Coinage Act of 1792 or the American Revolution up to today. I've done extensive research on this and I'm bringing it to you in small YouTube videos. Human beings, I want to reiterate, most of the human beings are uneducated and unwise and not very smart because they've spent 12 years in school learning absolutely nothing that makes them self-sufficient. Yes, you're learning how to be an employee, but you're not self-sufficient on the land. But the people that around us are uneducated and unwise, and they're voting in people who are politicians that are uneducated, unwise politicians. These politicians we have today are just as ignorant as the public that's voted them in office. They're not smart, wise, or don't understand the subject money. So this cycle continues. But the fact is, the financial system, it's end of its 250-year cycle. I mean, not exactly 250, but it's at the end of its cycle. You can't be self-sufficient people on the land, and then people that are walking around with a phone stuck in their face and can't have a conversation with you and don't understand their own history. So, they don't want to know and they want someone else to fix the financial situation. And it ain't going to happen. We're going to have a crisis at some point, and they're trying to get us on a global digital nonsense money system. But our ancestors went from owning the money and minting the money at the Philadelphia Mint. Go look this up, Philadelphia Mint. So the government the government prints up the paper and sells the paper to the private banks. Think about that. The paper today is a token, and it represents the promissory note, which I can't get through to half of you to understand that, but that's what's going on. Now we have a $39 trillion debt, and no one has the answers to get out of the situation. My help, my knowledge here is the knowledge is to show you how we got into the financial problem over time through the legal tender laws and my studying of many authors. Okay, I'm not here to fix the financial system. I'm trying to explain to you how we got into this mess. Okay, you cannot out debate me because I'm presenting the truth about the subject money that a lot of men have studied and investigated before myself. So you can't out debate me. The research I've built is a foundation of truth about the subject money that you can't. You're telling me that those people don't know what they're talking about, and that's not true. You can't out debate me. You can only be educated by me. Eventually, the truth about the money and the money laws and the legal tender laws will be revealed to enough people to effect change. But we're at the beginning of this now. I dare you to look up Jenkins and watch the videos of him on YouTube and read any of his books. There are other authors I'm going to be presenting, but I mostly want to focus on Merrill Jenkins. I want to tell you, anybody that says to you that printing of money is lying and is giving you false information. The legal tender laws are what allow the inflation to exist, and Merrill Jenkins explained this extensively on one of his YouTube videos. You cannot keep claiming that The money is a dollar, or the Federal Reserve notes are a dollar. Now go educate yourself. Now, when you hear people like Elon Musk say the printing of money, you see here like Grant Cardone saying the printing of money, and then you Robert Kiyosaki printing of money. This is all a lie. This is all misinformation, and I'm not sure why these intelligent men are saying the printing of money. It's false and misleading information. But anyhow, go out and educate yourself.